and that's Jordan Quadzilla Watson.
It's the ultimate prize. In most combat sports, you don't often get the opportunity to fight for $100,000, be part of a very successful TV series, and get all the accolades that go on with that. But you can't bank that. You can only bank the money, and the $100,000 is what's going to make the big difference to these two guys.
So here we go. This is what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, just joined us. Where have you been? This is the Challenger Muay Thai Series 1, and it's going to be the Challenger champion. We've got two of the best gladiators here in the final. The one and only Jordan Quadzilla Watson, representing England, where am I from? Okay, UK, and facing him from the birth and home place of Muay Thai, Thailand. You have PIDSANU KUNCHAT. And joining me, of course, the one and only, the Australian, the wonderful Mark Hammer. Mark, how you see this fight?
Well, certainly, as I've stated, and we've spoken about this at length, Sandy, it's a real strategic contrast of styles. Of course, Matsua, a strategist, a man with a load of fights, and in turn you've got the youth and the brutality that is Jordan Watson. First round feeling out process. Matsua trying for the low leg kick. Watson checking it. Answers with a high round kick of his own. The standoff. Who is going to pull the trigger first? It always comes down to that in that standoff, Sandy.
Absolutely. But, you know, as we mentioned before, all the fighters in this series, you know, they've come here and the guards are impeccable, aren't they? You know, they've got a great... It's not just all about the offense. Defense is equally important.
Matsua switching from orthodox to southpaw. Of course, southpaw fighters, their power hand will be their left, orthodox the right. Matsua changing stance, changing fight styles. And a big takedown from Watson. A big takedown from Watson. That will score well for him already in his first round.
Matsua shaking the glove, tapping the glove of Jordan, acknowledging that and the power of that kick, hence why he's called Quadzilla. Very strong kicker is Jordan.
Well, definitely the power kicking of Jordan Watson is what every opponent is in awe of. When they feel the right round kick power, it sends them back a pace or two, and it really makes them hesitant then to initiate an attack or to take the punishment of that round kick and answer from it. It makes your strategy so hard to combine when you're fighting someone who has so much power off their back leg as Watson does.
That's right, and we talk about styles make fights, and these two certainly have got style, and they've certainly got the fight. But it's going to make and unfold into a really interesting fight, this. I mean, there's been nothing but talk here in the Negara Stadium here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and we've been talking about this for days in the hotel. You know, this fight, I'm sure, is going to live up to all its expectations.
Well, you can just feel the big power of Watson again. Takes Matsua also almost off his feet. The clubbing overhand, right round kick. Matsua comes back. But I was just saying, you can feel the atmosphere in this stadium. The stadium where Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali, once fought. It really lives and breathes combat sport, the Negara Stadium. But what a sterling starting first round for Jordan Watson. Two good takedowns and looking very composed and solid, this young man.
You feel good?
Well, just as I thought, Jordan's come out firing on all 8 cylinders, catching and taking Matsua down. Who would have thought?
Jordan's shown what he's made of. Quadzilla, those kicks, big kicks, and scored well. And you could see this Thai smiled, but very wryly. And he thought, and then that dented the Thai's pride, that's for sure.
On my scorecard, I'd have to say it's a 10-9er there for Watson. So lock that first round away for the bruising Brit, Jordan Watson, the Bulldog, and it's easy to see now why they call him the Bulldog. So much power.
Big round, Jordan, big round.
Here we go, round 2. Watson opens up with big round kick. Matsua answers with one of his own. Watson now probing with a jab inside thigh. Matsua 1-2 down low. Jordan blocking nicely with the low kick.
Yeah, determined look there on Matsua's face. Absolutely, he knows he was put on the canvas the last round. He wouldn't have done it would have dented his pride, that Thai pride that we know and we've come to see from the Thai fighters.
Well, more than that, he needs to get that round back. Obviously, the corner, they know that that was not the best start of a fight that they'd want. He's seen the canvas twice in that round with solid takedowns from Watson.
Yeah,
and
Jordan,
geez,
sorry.
I was going to say, Jordan Watson, have a look at him. He's so young, 23 years of age, but so much experience, such a mature fighter for his age.
That's right, and as we mentioned, you know, he started training when he was 6 at the Bad Company Gym in Leeds under Richard Smith. You know, we all know about the pedigree there. You've got the likes of the one and only, my favourite UK fighter, Liam Harrison, who's his stablemate. But then again, it's about these two now, and Jordan, like you said, the young bulldog, or Quadzilla as he's known in the UK, and you can see why if you check the size of his thighs out, they're humongous.
Well, talking to Nugget, of course, Nugget, his trainer in the corner for this fight, he has big props, and Nugget is obviously one of the best or most experienced trainers in the world today, and he rates this kid. He said to me, you know, you've just got to feel the power hammer. When he kicks the pads, it just reverberates through my whole body. So, you know, that's a big statement from a trainer that is very well experienced and felt a lot of people kick a lot of pads.
That's a very high compliment. Nugget, like you said, you know,
and again,
great trainer.
Bit of a trip takedown from Watson. The 1-2 from Watson sends Matsua back.
And you mentioned, I mean, you know, there's thousands of people in this stadium. You mentioned something before, and I'm going to pick you up on that point. You know, the just, well, he...
well, he kicked a little bit south of the border.
Yeah, the council rubs them. But yeah, I'd pick up on the point of, there's a hush on the stadium. Now, there's thousands of people in here. You know why? Because they're all holding bated breath on the outcome, and they just want to watch this and enjoy it.
Absolutely on the edge of their seats. The strategy and technique of these two fighters, you cannot deny. Once again, Watson fires the high kick. Matsua catches and counters with the hands. Knee guard from Watson. And down goes Watson. Beautiful takedown from Matsua. And that strategy of throwing your fighter down and then landing him on top to double up on the impact was perfectly executed there from Matsua.
Yeah, Jordan was doing okay at that moment. He was nullifying the knee, but then, you know, again, the tie, this is where I think, when we discussed this, didn't we, Hammer, was on about this, you know, off camera, that, you know, Matsua, if he gets in the clinch, we only think that could be the only chink in the armour of Jordan, and that can only just do, and that's only through lack of experience. Whoa! I say that, though, I mean, look, we're talking about lack of experience. No way, that was great.
That was a little bit of a kick south of the border there once again from Jordan. He went for that inside thigh as Matsua switched through and just caught him and took him off his feet.
Hands up, Jordan, hands up, don't lean back.
Again, Matsua, nice high guard. Wow, how do you do? How do you do, Sandy Hogg, for that round?
Well, you know, we're talking about pushing each other off the fence. I think we're both sat on the fence. Hard one to call that, you know.
Well, there you see the power that Jordan Watson possesses, absolutely loading up, but with such speed and precision, he just executes everything so well, Sandy.
He's doing really well, yeah. The kicks are paying off, you know. He's got his chin down, he's doing really well. But, you know, we've just seen a real good takedown there from the Thai, taking and showing the superiorness. You know, that's the clinch. I think that's the area they're going to probably move into later. But for now, it's been sort of kick for kick, punch for punch.
It's a hard one to call, so you know what? I'm going to put it as a 10-10.
Okay. At the moment, he's starting to panic. Keep starting kneeing him down low. He doesn't like it. He's not happy at all. Okay.
Put it on him, you know. Put it on him. Put it on him. Yeah.
Well, we're 3 rounds away. Some great action to come, but the ultimate prize is that right there. That belt and the accompanying wad of cash that comes with it is what it's all about for these guys. So if you need motivation, well, it's there, and it's going to be in the bank account of one of these fighters. Well, into the 3rd round we go. We've started at a cracking pace. Obviously, Hanarong there from the WMC camp in Koh Samui, where Matsua is obviously based in Thailand. They're a very tight-knit crew at the WMC camp, and I'm saying they've been in preparation for this battle for a long time, coming up with their various strategies and plans. But all plans can quickly go out the window when you're facing someone the power of Jordan Watson.
That's right, and you know, we're looking at here, we've talked about the tail of the tape a little bit. You know, Matsua, the Tiger, KUNCHAT from Thailand, you know, he's had nearly 100 fights more than Jordan. You know, if you looked at this in any other fighting sporting game, they wouldn't even be in the same ring, would they? But Jordan does not look 100 fights shy, does he?
Well, he's a phenom, Jordan Watson, an absolute phenom, a young man with an okay amount of fights, fighting a fighter who's had almost 3 times more fights than him, 4 times more fights than him, and keeping in the race, in fact, holding his own with style. Big clash of low kicks. Watson backs it up with an up high kick.
Well, this is a good performance from Jordan. I mean, I've watched Jordan since he was very young, and he's showing a very mature performance in here, Hammer, isn't he?
Well, jumping round kick from Watson, and he is just full of energy. He is pumped, and he is charged in this fight. is a pleasure to call, a pleasure to watch. They lock down, one underhook, one overhook from Matsua. He locks into the clinch, and he's holding his own in the clinch, Jordan Watson. That is so unexpected. I thought as soon as he got in the clinch, Matsua would have dominance. On the outside, certainly you can't deny.
Yes!
And the takedown. Jordan Watson, the takedown.
He nullified the kick with a big takedown hammer, and that is a big score. Jordan Watson, come on.
Well, Watson just starting to really stamp his authority in this battle here, and really turning it on. In the clinch, he's holding his own. On the outside, he's exemplifying the power that he possesses, catching the attacks of Matsua, sending him to the canvas. Geez, it's textbook performance here from the young Brit. Once again, they lock down into the clinch. They go knee stroke from Matsua. Slams Watson down.
Exactly the same place, Hammer. The same place. He did it like right in front of our commentary there. He's done that twice now, hasn't he?
And gets that takedown straight back, Matsua. Kick for kick, they go again. Watson ready to pull the trigger, loads up with the low kick. Stepping inside elbow Matsua. Lines up, jumping knee. Looks for the takedown. Have a look at Watson. Have a look at Watson nice climbing him like a monkey on a coconut tree. Jab round, Watson 1-2. Bread and butter technique, Sandy.
Yes, absolutely. And there you go, nice body kick from Jordan. 2 body kicks back into the clinch. Did we see an elbow then coming from Matsua?
Matsua again looking for the takedown. Straight into the knee strike off the grapple. Matsua starting now to find his groove. The tie. Well, Sandy Holt. They're not making it easy for me to score these fights tonight, I can tell you. And just having a look at the takedown of Matsua, of course, that is his strong point. The clinching and the takedowns are his strong points. Jordan Watson's negated that, climbing him like a tree almost and locking down, but Matsua's going to shake him off. Matsua's starting to execute some good traditional Thai tactics.
And obviously now, okay, we've seen some daylight this time, and that's coming the way of the blue corner. The Thai has turned it round a little bit.
He's going to come forward this round, but I want you to meet him, Jordan. Meet him coming forward. He's tighter than you. You know he is. Yeah, he's tight. Round 4. He's trying to save it a bit, but he hasn't got that much to save, I don't reckon. Okay? Meet him. Don't let him come. Meet him.
So I'm going to go 10 blue, 9 Watson. It is dead even at that point then if we score it that way.
So accumulative, we're up to a draw. So yeah, so we are technically on the fence.
29-29 we're at, folks, so let's see how she pans out. Opening up right now as Watson fires a push kick to the face. Matsua really letting it all go now, trying to get into the clinch. He's found that the clinch is going to be, if anywhere where he's going to have some dominance, they jostle for position and looking for those oh-so-precious takedowns.
Yeah, you're right, Hammer. That's the thing where, you know, we've discussed this, like I said, you know, before the fight. You know, if the place where the experience and the clinch work will come in will be from the Thai. But Jordan has, as you mentioned and I mentioned, he's managed to control some of that. The first big elbow comes in, Hammer. There we go, and he comes by the way of the Thai.
Body locks Matsua, looking for the takedown. Watson's cut. Watson's cut.
That's a big, yeah, look at that. That's a big cut on, but luckily it's not right above the eye. It doesn't go into the eye.
Matsua gets the hooks in. Watson body lock. Matsua's going to look to turn him and take him down. Ilias, center referee Ilias, breaks him, sends him on their way again into center ring they go. Matsua now fighting for his life, fighting for that $100,000, fighting for his family, the Thai. Jordan Watson now, blood dripping down the front of his face. That cut to the forehead, Sandy.
That can do 2 things, that Hammer. That can either stoke a fighter up and make him go for it. You taste your own blood and you step loose. It could also go against him. Let's just hope it's the first one. You know, Jordan is a gladiator. He's going to have to bite the gumshoe. He's going to have to go for it and show that British bulldog mentality. You know, this guy's come here to fight. Jordan.
In goes Matsua. In goes Matsua. Locks up Jordan. Straight into the body lock. Once again, Matsua stalks forward, leaping left hook straight into the clinch.
Oh, and yes, nice downward elbow, a little sneaky one there from Jordan.
Well, have a look at the blood streaming down the forehead now of Watson. 1-2, MuayThai locks up, starts to bang away at the knees at the carcass of Jordan Watson.
So yeah, blood flows from the top of the forehead, and as Jordan wipes blood, he doesn't want to get that blood into his eye. That's not good. And it came early on in the fight. The first big elbow came from the Thai. MuayThai KUNCHAT gave a Jordan.
Oh, the big right hand! The big right hand from MuayThai sends Watson down.
Jordan wipes the blood with his glove, and he's got to go for it. He's just going to have to squeeze those gloves and just go for gold. That's all he can do. He must hold on, and hopefully he can get some repair in the end of this fight and get that cut stemmed.
MuayThai bouncing on the balls of his feet now. A fighter with renewed vigor after an interesting opening round. He's battled back the Thai. Started to realise that the ultimate prize that this fight will bring will change his life. Watson, a strong, up-and-coming fighter, has showed just how tough he is. Well, Sandy, I've got to say now, MuayThai is starting to come in to his own. He's weathered the storm. He's weathered the storm that is Jordan Watson on a rampage. That belt and the accompanying wad of cash that comes with it, it's going to be in the bank account of one of these fighters. Well, it only takes the slimmest of openings for MuayThai to take full advantage of, and he did that with a big elbow to the forehead of Jordan Watson. That cut not only is going to hurt Watson, but it's going to hurt him on the judges' scorecards. Whenever a fighter gets cut, it swings immediately the minds of the judges to a negative proposition for that fighter. So, looking at the scorecard, obviously a 10 round to the blue corner, 9 to Watson, a cutting elbow, some nice strategic work from MuayThai is starting to swing the pendulum to his favour.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up please, brave warriors in our finale. The championship bout is just one round away. Who will be the winner of $100,000? Please rise and put your hands together for this fifth and final round.
You want to win? It's up to you, Jordan, this round. Just go for everything, brother. Nothing to lose.
Well, here we are, round 5 of this Challenger Muay Thai belt and championship, and this is the $100,000. Jordan comes out with a big dollop of Vaseline on the forehead there from that elbow strike.
MuayThai, big low kick, catch and almost counter.
And Jordan's going to have to step up his mark. Jordan's also got in the crowd right on the ringside. He's got his dad and his granddad. They've flown in from the UK for this fight. I'm sure they're going to be on the edge of the seat. Okay, both Warren and the granddad Andy are going to sat there. They're going to go, come on, Jordan, you can do this for England.
Well,
come on, for Leeds.
Forward again.
Step it up, Jordan.
MuayThai stalks forward again. Catches the kick. Not able to get the counter on. Launches the rear hand.
From Jordan.
1-2, here comes MuayThai. Jordan Watson is as tough as steel. Ironclad resolve from this Brit. Truly inspirational. Seeing him work in centre ring, such a young man with so much potential, and it's easy to see why he's pound for pound one of the best in all of Europe. Watson launches again. MuayThai strategically evades.
Yeah,
Backs himself onto the ropes.
He's doing what he lives up to the name, isn't he? The tiger, and he's prowling.
Down. Such core strength, keeps his vertical base, Watson.
He looks very confident now, MuayThai, doesn't he? He knows he got that 4th round, which is a big round. But Jordan is still in the fight.
The 1-2 from MuayThai lands. Again, MuayThai just getting those clean shots in. Jordan now trying to form a plan, trying to find a way to land the power. MuayThai almost getting the takedown. Watson launches an elbow. And it's not only the cut, Sandy, on the forehead of Watson, but it's I suppose the mentality of the judges when they see the blood. A judge will automatically start to favour the non-cut fighter. of a fighter that doesn't have the damage. Doesn't matter, well, in some ways, it may not matter how much Watson's doing, but if that blood's covering his face and he's looking like he's been in the war, the judges subconsciously lean the opposite way. Yeah. Once again, the 1-2. Yeah, good kick trade-off from both fighters, but again, unfortunately, for Jordan, Matsuo came off the better there. You know, Jordan, like I said, for his only 41 fights, he's showing a great amount of experience, but it is at this moment, it's Matsuo from Thailand who's much more confident, and he's nice sort of a side elbow from Jordan. Again, Watson, have a look at that. Just hangs off Matsuo, wear down tactics, and also keeping himself from being thrown down.
Well, it's blood, sweat and tears here, Hammer, here at the Negara Stadium in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, for this ultimate final fight. And it has been an absolutely fantastic one. Jordan, as we can see, he's got the battle wound there on the top of his head, and Matsuo, the Tiger, has gone for that blood.
Well, certainly a scar with pride that Jordan Watson will have. Well, there you have it, Sandy Holt. What a strategic and awesome battle we have witnessed. Two true warriors. Watson sustaining the cut in the 4th round, put pain aside and went for gold. Matsuo showing what a fighter of 140 fights. Well, into the final round, it was Jordan Watson with a big gash on the forehead. Obviously, Matsuo seeing that gash, it helps to build the fighter's confidence. When you know you've injured your opponent and it's visible to you, well, your confidence grows in leaps and bounds. On the clinch, or in the clinch also, Matsuo was dominating. The scoring is all Matsuo's way on my scorecard anyway, Sandy.
Yeah, it is. And I said, Jordan's there, he's still having to pour that blood from his eye. It's not going to do him any favours. In this round, the 5th round, he needed to get this back, and I feel it's slipping away from him. You know, he looks slightly frustrated. The ties upped his game again, and I think that's where he's tapping into those extra 100 fights he's got over the younger man. And this is the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, after 5 grueling rounds of action, we're going to look at the judges' scorecards. Judge Johnny Chain scored the fight 47-49. Judge Mutalov Kamalida scored the fight 47-49. And Judge Ping Ki Wong scored the fight 47-49. Declaring your winner with $100,000 and the first ever Challenger Muay Thai champion, Blue Corner,